The scenario starts now.
What brought you in today?
My stomach hurts.
What is your medical history?
I have a history of problems with my cholesterol.
Do you see any specialist?
No, I don't see any specialists.
Do you have any allergies?
I am allergic to penicillin.
Are you on any medication?
I take blood pressure medication.
Do you smoke?
I do not smoke.
Do you drink alcohol?
I drink occasionally.
What are your sleeping habits?
My sleep schedule has been very erratic lately.
Give me my score.
Your current score is 10.
Give me feedback.
Okay, here's your feedback. Your total score is 10 out of 17, or a 58.8%. Good job. You asked about the patient's reason for visiting, medications, medical history, family history, allergies, additional health care providers, alcohol consumption, smoking habits, social life, sleeping habits. You forgot to ask about the patient's surgical history, symptoms, drug use, hospitalization history, home life, eating habits, lifestyle change.
Down here is where educators and super users can input some of that customizable content. They can edit the responses, edit the numbers, and edit the feedback topics. So this column over here, the group number column, this tells us how to group the responses together. So all of the responses with the number 1 group answer the same question. All the responses for the number 2 group answer the same question, so on and so forth. The responses column, again, is where the educators are going to put in their own content. Currently, the content is that of a headache scenario, so the user has a headache, but it can be customized to any scenario that is necessary. Last, we have the after action review topics. This is, again, where the educators are going to input the overarching topic of each question. So this is a review of systems scenario, so reason for visiting, medications, medical history, topics like that. Now at the very top of the skill, this is what the skill will actually read from, and these cells are locked. So users can edit any content down here, but they cannot edit any content above this line in these gray cells. And that is because they have formulas in them. So these cells are using the app script portion of Google Sheets. We made a small function called responses formatted, and the script takes this content down here and formats it into the correct version for skill execution. And the important part of these formulas is that they are very dynamic. They update automatically. So if we were to change one of the responses, we can see this response says my head hurts. If we go down and find that, we can change it to my back hurts, and we're going to see that it updates automatically. So if we go up, the responses update automatically. So educators can update content and don't have to worry about deploying the skill or recompiling anything. The second sheet in the spreadsheet is the user score spreadsheet. Now, all users, educators, and end users have access to this sheet only to read it. They cannot edit any of the content in the user score sheet, and you can see there's this little lock down here which prohibits them access. This is the user score sheet. It acts as a database for skill executions for particular users. So we have the user ID, the total score, individual scores for each of the intents. We have the date, the starting time of skill execution, and the ending time. We have the general location of where the user is, and then we have the user log, which is basically how the developers keep track of what intents the users triggered, what intents they didn't trigger, and basically just the run through of the skill.